We have now interrupted your regularly scheduled programming to bring you.
All right, so welcome back to another edition of the Warheads. I'm Apocalypto Joe.
I'm Roscoe Brown, wearing my sunglasses at night.
And I'm Kana.
And as usual, I want to ask you to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that bell notification so that you get our shows as soon as they are released. But as it is today, as you can see behind me, I have the Mona Lisa taking a selfie. We know that once upon
I was just observing that.
He looks so cute.
And then she got that smirk, that poker face look on her that them girls do. I can't stand that.
Yeah, no, that's that I'm so cute face.
I hate that Gabrielle Union look. I can't stand it.
I'm so cute.
Oh, I can't stand it.
with the Mona Lisa duck face with the selfie. We know the selfie was the advent of the attention, trying to clamor for attention. Look at me. You see all these Facebook pages where people will have the same pose over and over again, different outfits, but over and over again. And what has that morphed into? We've morphed into a society where attention is everything. People are jumping off of buildings, doing flips. Have you seen Instagram lately? Women are half naked on there. Men are sitting up here flashing money. You know, once upon a time, if you flashed your money, you get robbed. Once upon a time, if you just put your goodies out there, men had the assumption that maybe she's not such a wholesome woman after all. You know, but I don't even think they care about that. But I wanted to pose the question.
Hey, cuz they must be in the studio flashing that money because they ain't in the projects.
No, they're not. They know better. Like Ice Cube said, having new fly stuff is like inviting ants to a picnic.
Right.
However, I have to ask the question, even though it's kind of redundant and rhetorical at the same time, is attention the new currency? Is attention more valuable to people than actual money because of all the antics, all the circus acts that people are doing, how they go out of the way? But more than anything, I'm wondering, is a lack of self-love the reason that attention is so valuable today? I'll start off with you, Roscoe.
Is a lack of self-love the reason? Yes, and yes. Yes, it is, man. Like these people ain't loving themselves, man. And there's no pride in themselves, you know, kind of alluding to what Monique was saying in Bonnet Gate, you know, that we already covered. But yeah, it's all that stuff, man, you know, and when you have that, you know, you get these people, predominantly women, a lot of the times who have it put themselves kind of out there. We talk a lot about transactional relationships, and this is another part of that. You know, OnlyFans is one of those things that's popped up recently to where it's another vehicle for women to kind of prostitute themselves, because that's all it is. In the long run, is a form of prostitution. You know, so
that's like a twofer. That's like a twofer because they get the attention, but they're also getting the money from getting the attention.
Yeah, but again, it's all, you're whoring yourself. You know, whether you're an actual whore or an attention whore, you're putting yourself out there to get to either get a monetary response or some other type of response. So it's the same thing, bro. Same thing.
What about you, Kana?
You know, that's kind of hard to disagree with, because I have to agree with him. You know, we have the show. See, reality TV show and social media has set the platform for people to get out here. And I mean, do you remember that guy what's his name? The Hits. The dude used to go on the street.
I do remember Hits. I do remember
him.
Hits.
And that's kind of what they started to do to gain this attention, to gain this notoriety out on the street, doing stupid things, doing reckless things, doing those types of things. And then, like Roscoe's saying, now we have this whole world of prostitution. We got folks on here trying to, sell themselves. So, even today I was looking at YouTube and I saw that James Harden had paid what's her name, Sweetie, paid her $100,000 for a date. Now, in my mind, allegedly, because but I saw it, but allegedly paid the girl. But who is she, first of all? Because like, this ain't even no celebrity. Like, I don't even know who this girl is. I've seen her name around. I've heard her name around. My boy just did a party in LA, and apparently she just had a party in LA last week. But I don't know who she is. She's not a celebrity. And the thing is, cousin, the reason why this is a good topic is because we got people that was sitting in the bedroom or sitting in the bathroom in their own house with their phone, like Mona Lisa sitting right there taking selfies, and they just blew up, and you like, who the hell is this? So it's like today it's a lack of self-love, but I think the other key word here is low self-esteem and insecurities, because people have a habit or a way of taking their weaknesses and promoting them in a toxic way or a way that's not good, in the light of some of us. You know what I mean? Some folk like it, some don't, but hey, it's like paid.
I think, like, when it comes to the attention whoring, it's a two-way street, and I'm going to tell you why. Because we know that it's women that are benefiting primarily from the OnlyFans and the Instagram. I know Instagram, a lot of women put their information out there, like, you can hire me. And so they have men who will pay for their time, and they get flued out, Miami, Florida, California, Dubai, just different parts of the world. But don't you think that it's men who have access to money that are propagating this attention whoring? Like, if the men, let's just say, and I know we live in a lawless society, morality is probably at an all-time low, the way that things are right now. But because these men are leading with their money, they're not leading with their character. Don't you think that could morph and cause a whole generation of women to say, to hell with morals? Why should I be moral when it's about the bag and the attention? Because you get to stunt on people like, look at me, I'm on a sailboat, or I'm on the beach with whoever. Like, they never really show the men that they're with. Yeah. But you know that they're with somebody that's financing them. There is a benefactor. So don't you think that the men who started this trend of giving these women this undue attention just because of how they looked physically, like they could have horrible attitudes. Their attitude could be in the toilet, but I'm going to shower you with money and attention just because of how you look. Don't you think that it's the men who lead with their wallets that are the real problem?
Yeah. No, you actually spoke on just, kind of where I was going to go with that is you have to have an audience first in order to move the crowd. You know what I mean? So yeah, there has to be an audience for these women to kind of promote themselves, or if it's men in this situation. But yeah, there has to be an audience for it. So it kind of falls into, if there's no consumer base or nobody clamoring for somebody to give their attention away, then they probably don't do it in a lot of cases. But yeah, I guess that is something that you're speaking about a little bit, is kind of that little aspect of it, is that there just has to be an audience and a consumer base for it in order for the other end to kind of manifest itself. So What do you think of that?
Well, I think the other side to that too is, and I do know that men do it. I mean, if you go back in time, even before social media, we've always seen the strip clubs. We had Luke Skywalker and the 2 Live Crew and the what's his name, Big Butts, and I'm not lie. Who's seen that?
Sir
Mix-a-Lot. And if we just go a little bit back, and then before that we had the tavern, the club with the old folk and with the blues and all of that. So, but you didn't see all this stuff on TV and stuff like you see now. And I think a lot of that stuff is just coming to the forefront. But you're right, men have driven, financially driven, for these types of things to make these things possible. And also, what I did hear too. Another side of this is these women get calls to sign contracts and stuff. I've been on Instagram before, and I've seen a woman saying that she literally had someone call her and ask her if she can do like wear her mask on, or like do like model stuff to promote her image, because she was, I don't know, beautiful.
And wait, he specifically asked for the mask on though?
Yeah. She said that. This was around the time when the COVID just hit. And when the COVID hit, this is what this girl was saying. And I read that and I was like, what? So I know that there has to be also companies modeling. People come out here and they got people back, and that's why I'm saying people like Sweetie, I don't know how she came up through the road, because I don't know who the girl is, but for a brother to pay her that much attention, he literally paid attention. Okay?
Literally.
He literally paid attention. Talking about pay attention. No, he paid it of the whole bill for her mama, her daddy, and everybody else that she can feed in her community down the street and around the corner. Okay, $100,000 for a date. Allegedly, that's what he did. And what I'm saying is, and my time up, because I don't want to keep going.
No. Go ahead. You all good.
So what I'm saying, if I'm making any sense, there are also not just men, but y'all, there are companies that are contacting these women to help them promote whatever it is, and they getting paid from that. And you know what else? Those shows where these women and these men, they kind of like couples and stuff, and they go on, they do all these little skits and all of that, and you be like, they riding in Aston Martins, and they buying their boyfriends Rolexes, and where y'all getting this money from? And y'all sitting in this apartment. I'm trying to figure this out. Like, who raised you? I'm like,
somebody tricking.
What is this?
Somebody tricking, because I mean, if they getting money and they just sitting up in their apartment all day.
Because cousin, this topic, see, it's not just the sexual part of it. This thing goes into what I just said, those skits where they doing these pranks, all of these getting out the car, how you doing? The pranks the guys be doing with the nice cars and stuff. That's LA. Anybody in LA can go rent a car on Fairfax and 3rd down in Beverly Hills, okay? And they doing that too. So cousin, it's like, it's not just the sexual part of it, it's the pranks they doing, it's the homeless people that they walking up to, it's the attention. And yes, they getting paid, because like they are able, some of these guys are out here housing the homeless, giving them money so they can go and live in an apartment or a hotel, or buying them clothes. It's like, but they putting on, it's attention for them, and they're getting paid for it. They're literally making money from this stuff.
I'm glad that you said that, to expand it beyond the sexual, because the next question I wanted to ask, or just an observation, because we see that a lot of these relationships are really just for social media's purpose. They call it clout chasing. And at the core of that clout chasing, there's this sickness. It's called narcissism. And it's adding to the solipsistic nature of our society. Like, people are literally engaging in relationships, but they don't even care about the person they're with. It's just aesthetically, we want to be able to look this particular way. Like, you'll literally have people, and this is a real thing, they'll have these photos all over social media, but their relationship is very invalidating. These people don't really talk about anything. If they do, it's about money, how to finesse somebody, just how to get the bag. And so you can't really have a true relationship. If the only way you relate is about money, what happens when the money is gone? And so when it comes to this attention whoring, as Roscoe brought up, can it be said that it's adding to the narcissism of men and women? You know, that's causing our society to collapse and even making it hard for people to truly love. It's even hard to raise children in a narcissistic household because now the children have a self-aggrandizing spirit about them. And so this attention whoring, in my opinion, is problematic, not only now, but I'm thinking like a generation from now, because of the children that are watching this. They won't even know how to engage in a healthy manner. They'll be coming out the sandbox, looking at a little kid like, what kind of jewels you got? What kind of 401k your mom and your dad leaving to you? They don't even care. Like we used to just look at little girls like, oh, she's so beautiful, and want to be with them because we thought she had a cool character. Now we're passing this stuff down to kids. We're seeing kids who are wearing Gucci and Louis and doing all this weirdo stuff where you never saw this before. So can this attention seeking, this new currency, be adding to the destruction of our society ultimately, and a lack of empathy for the children that are coming? I don't know. This is a very layered conversation.
It is. It is. I mean, you've already said it. I mean, at the end of the day, all of the social media outlets kind of allow and add to that narcissism, if you will, you know, because there are always options on all of these sites or to go live, you know, and knowing that, you know, for having so many likes or subscriptions or whatever, you can get monetized. So I mean, when at the end of the day, the social medias have to share some kind of responsibility in that whole thing. But
hey man, yeah. I'm asking for likes and subscriptions.
No, we're different, you know, because we actually adding something fruitful to the world. You know what I mean? But
that's what I was getting ready to say too. Your content, you know, by the content of who's asking for, who's clout chasing, who's wanting attention, who's wanting to be monetized. You can tell by the content. This content here is simply saying we're educating, we want to make, you know, people hear us and, you know, possibly make changes or whatever it is to edify the community, to edify whomever is listening, you know. But if you own the content and you got a naked, you know, you could have the content, have a naked girl or somebody halfway naked on there, you already know what that's about. You know what I'm saying? It's about attention. You know, she got the lollipop in the mouth, sucking it, popping it off. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so you want the men, because people drive their channels in different ways. You know, y'all could drive the channel, just get a girl on there, you know, let her sit on a car naked, and y'all gon', I ain't saying naked, but can you know what I'm saying? And it's marketing. I mean, look at Carl's Jr. They sell hamburgers, okay, and French fries. But remember, they started to sexualize their commercials.
They sure did.
They started to this was probably when I was in high school. They started to do this with Carl's Jr. Even when they take the burger and they bite it and they all that noise comes, all that drip. What do you think they're saying? We want your attention. And we want you to get up from your couch and go get you one of these hamburgers in your hands from our establishment. But we gonna make sure
and hopefully you can have the same sexual experience.
Exactly. Exactly. So it is going to see. This is why the culture is so highly sexualized. Because in the way you get the attention, unfortunately, and I try to take it away from the sexual thing, but the sexual thing is number one on the list because the women have come out and have said, I need attention. I didn't have no daddy. I didn't have no granddaddy. I didn't have no man that was in my life to show me how to keep my clothes on. I didn't have no men in my life. My mama was doing the same thing because she used to go to the club and she in her 50s and she looking for boyfriends. And when I get a boyfriend, she trying to highlight mine. So, it's this attention driven energy out here, and it's getting bad. And I'm gonna tell you something, and I'm gonna end it on this note. What's gonna happen with this attention whoremongering, like Brother Roscoe said, that's a whoremongering spirit. Okay, what's gonna happen is people are going to get it's injurious. It's gonna cause damage. It's kind of like, how something inflate too big and then it just pop. That's what's gonna happen. It's gonna be all bad for those people, because too much of anything isn't good.
You know what's so funny about you saying that, and I'm going to shift it away from the sexual. There was this incident in Detroit where this dude, he won the lottery. He won $30,000 in like maybe a scratch ticket or something. Of that $30,000, in a neighborhood that's known to have chain snatchers, he went and...
I saw that today, cuz.
You saw that today. He went and bought a $20,000 chain. He spent $20,000 of his $30,000 lottery earnings, went and bought a chain, went into the same neighborhood where he knows that chain snatching takes place and gets his chain taken. And proceeds to tell the news camera man, yeah, they do that around these parts. But he only bought that stupid $20,000 chain to stunt, to show all these other poor people, look, I got a $20,000 chain. I'm doing better than you. Give me all that attention. And you know what they say, be careful what you ask for because you just might get it.
All I can say is that I am terribly shocked.
Right. You know that brother need a house. You know that brother need to put a down payment on a house.
Right. I am so shocked that brother made such an egregious decision with his money.
Right. Terribly shocked.
That's the problem. And that's a good point because, and I just have no disagreements with this discussion because, that point is about a lot of men. A lot of men, for them to gain attention, it's the cars, the women, the money. You on your Facebook and you scrolling, Negro, you owe child support and you over here with about $2,000 of your rent money on your bed. And good and well, you about to get busted because you owe child support. And I've seen that happen. Men have gotten busted who owe back pay child support, busted on the internet. So it's like the men, they use their trinkets, and it's everything to them. Image is everything to a man with some insecurities and some low self-esteem. Unfortunately, just like Pac said, you messing with insecure Negroes, you know what I'm saying? And they out there and they use the trinkets, the big chains and the gold rings. Some of that stuff is Cuban zirconia anyway, but I'm just saying, you don't know what it is at first glance, but I'm just saying men do it. They get the cars. I mean, it's so bad in LA, these brothers, they literally will go down on the corner in Beverly Hills and rent a Bentley just to take it on Crenshaw, and it ain't even theirs.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm pretty sure like hood dudes all over the earth do the same kind of thing. Cause me and Joe, we come up from a neighborhood in Chicago where they did a lot of the same things. A lot of the dudes who was the baller types who was seeking attention. They got real studded out. The cars was candy or whatever people calling them right now, but the cars was looking good, the clothes was looking good, the jewelry was looking good, and they did all this only to circle the neighborhood back and forth and go nowhere else.
But
So
what I like about how the men did it though, to flip this thing to get them money, because then the way they gain attention, I see a lot of brothers out here. They ain't got to take their clothes off. They out here doing pranks. They out here doing little, stuff with the cars and all of that, and they get money, And I think that's a cool idea if you can think of something like that. But they definitely have made it work for themselves, without being so what you call it, salacious, or yeah, you know what I'm saying. So it's pretty cool. It's not as bad as it used to be, because the men ain't got to put the women out here like that no more. The women are putting themselves out here thirsty and showing everything. And my father always told me, look, never don't put all your body parts out. Leave something to the imagination. We don't, like I said, the fathers, like, where are the fathers? The fathers are not around to tell baby girl, put your clothes on. Put some clothes on and take the bonnet off your head. Damn it. Shit.
the fathers are not around. Also, they're not around to tell the women to wait for a quality man. We have to have good fathers in the home. Like, a lot of fathers, they did abandon ship a long time ago. And so when you abandon your daughter to the hood, we know the hood is full of savages. And once you start to create those mental pathways, I have to use my body to gain this man's attention and that man's attention, other than your mind or your hard work ethic as a woman, then that's when this attention whoring comes in. But I will say this before we get up out of here. It seems like it's bilateral. The men are using their trinkets to get the women, and the women are using their bodies to get the men. And once again, none of this is about character. And when you have a lack of character and virtue in any relationship, it's bound to go wayward. That ship is bound to sink. And Kana, as you bought earlier, it's going to get so big, like a bubble, that is going to burst and collapse in on itself. And I think society is headed that way now. But once again, we always just want to put the questions out there, start the conversation. It's up to you, the public, the viewing public, to draw your own conclusions on matters like this. That being said, like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification. Warheads.
Warheads.